They're trying to rewrite that initial narrative that was out there that basically Shedeur is wasting everyone's time.
But I think, and Dion certainly thinks, that there is going to be a world in which Shedeur sets foot in a football.
Big news is coming out of Cleveland today as insider sources reveal major behind-the-scenes moves inside the Browns headquarters. Word is spreading that the franchise is setting the stage for its next big star, Shedeur Sanders. For the first time, it seems the Browns are serious about grooming Shedeur for a starting role, working hard to clean up all the negativity around his name before he steps into the NFL spotlight. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel's future with the team remains unclear, but insiders insist Shedeur's moment is near, and it's about to shake things up in a big way. Stay tuned as we break down what this could mean for the Browns' future and why Shedeur Sanders might just be the one to lead them into a new era.
You know, Shedeur himself, it wasn't Dion. It was clear that this was made from the Browns, and I do think that's what's interesting about this is because I think any time the Browns leak any report about Shedeur, it ends up backfiring, even if it's a well-intentioned one like this, which is to tell Shedeur fans.
The Browns are now taking smart, calculated steps to avoid any backlash from Shedeur Sanders' loyal fanbase. This time, they're flipping the script, making it clear that Shedeur is no longer being held back. The franchise is preparing for his big return, laser-focused on unlocking his full potential both on and off the field. Cleveland knows the kind of impact he can bring, not just in performance, but in the spotlight and fan support. Analysts believe this sudden shift from harsh criticism to glowing praise for Shedeur Sanders is a deliberate move to silence the haters and control the public narrative. Many insiders point to Jimmy Haslam as the mastermind behind it all, since he had already said before the season started that both rookies would get their shot. This calculated strategy keeps Browns management firmly in charge of how the story around Shedeur Sanders unfolds.
We're going to play your guy at some point this year. Just be patient.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of people think like myself. It's like, yeah, Jimmy Haslam already told us he was going to play this year. You know, like if you just listen to Jimmy Haslam, we'd have both quarterbacks be playing.
Meanwhile, the story around Dillon Gabriel is starting to take a turn, especially after Mary Kay Cabot threw some subtle shade his way following the Browns' loss to the Vikings. In a recent tweet, she pointed out that even though Gabriel threw 2 touchdowns, he still couldn't close the game when it mattered most. When the pressure was on, he came up short. Now, Mary Kay is once again hinting that the Browns should bring in Shedeur Sanders as the QB2, at least behind Dillon, to turn up the heat and keep him on edge.
Rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel unable to finish the job as Vikings win 21-17 on the last play of the game, last drive.
Mary Kay Cabot was closely watching the game and didn't hold back her thoughts on Dillon Gabriel's performance. She pointed out a major issue, Gabriel's clear struggle to handle defensive pressure as the game went on. It was a rough outing, and she made sure to call it out on Twitter right after the final whistle. In her post, she stressed how Gabriel failed to carry the Browns across the finish line, missing a crucial last-minute touchdown that ultimately cost them the game. But Mary Kay's remarks weren't just criticism. They were also a sharp reminder that the Browns can't afford to ignore these mistakes any longer. She suddenly brought up Dillon Gabriel's earlier comments made before the game, when he took a subtle jab at Shedeur Sanders. Before his first NFL start, Gabriel had posted on social media claiming he wasn't worried about outside noise and that his only focus was on the team. But when it was time to prove those words on the field, Gabriel completely fell short. Under pressure, he lost his composure and failed to step up in the clutch moments when the Browns needed him the most.
And we can only control what we can control, but yeah, I don't want to speak for anyone in particular, and, you know.
At that time, Dillon Gabriel was overflowing with confidence, standing firm on his beliefs and the mindset he claimed made him different. He made it clear he wasn't chasing fame, insisting that being a real leader meant putting the team's success above personal glory, comments many saw as subtle digs at Shedeur Sanders. But after the tough loss to the Vikings, all that talk doesn't seem to hold much weight anymore. The Browns came agonizingly close to victory, yet Gabriel's failure in the clutch moments has fans and analysts alike questioning whether his words still match his game.
And I've been through weeks of prep, and a bunch of them, you know, if you go back, but you just continue to attack it with your process and how you want to accomplish that. But I think it's us coming together, like I said, not to be, you know, cliche or keep saying the same thing.
Stay updated on all the Browns drama. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell. We'll break down every play and controversy. Follow the journey of Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Don't miss a single moment of Cleveland football action.